wear them anymore.
Okay.
He wears them.
He listens to us.
Yeah. So you'll just want to stay pretty close to it.
Okay, cool.
And then before we start, do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I mean, how close are you going to go off of the thing I sent you? Because I don't even remember what I sent you.
Yeah, no. So here's how it works.
Okay.
So I'll introduce what I know about you, and then I'll ask you to explain it. Like, okay, just tell us in your own words what you do.
Okay.
Then I'll ask like how you started that, like how you got into all of this, and how everything started. Okay. And then from there, we'll just riff. Like we'll just go wherever it takes us. Like literally, there's no agenda.
Perfect.
And then I'll give
my notes over here.
I'll give you the last 5 minutes to like plug your gym, any store, or whatever you want to, any fighters or whatever you want to do.
Cool.
And then we'll end. And we usually go for like 45 minutes.
Okay.
And we're live. Sounds good to me. I'll cut that out.
No, I was just here. Come look at this. Right here, it has this display.
Can you extend it as a desktop?
I can.
So I wonder if you can bring. Oh, see, this is what it does. You can't let it do that. But which way does it want to go? Oh, cool.
Got it.
So leave that up there.
Okay.
And then, all right, cool. We don't have to look at ourselves. Is it rolling, by the way?
Yeah, it's going now.
Okay. Well.
Okay, we're live.
All right. Facebook, Ben. It's Ben's fault. Okay. Yep. Cool. Well, Alexis, I'll make sure that we got all that out. But Alexis, it's great to have you here. I know it's been a long time coming.
Yes.
And I know you. How did we meet originally? By the way, it wasn't
I don't even know.
I think it was like through Connect Utah.
Probably Connect Utah.
And we were. I think we were just virtual assisting, and we were kind of doing some of that stuff, right? And then I learned that you have a 9-to-5.
I did.
You did have a 9-to-5.
Yes.
Okay. But now you run the SLC Muay Thai.
SLC Muay Thai full time.
Okay. Yep. Tell us more about. So I like that though. You had your 9-to-5 until it was you were ready to jump to SLC Muay Thai.
No, I was actually laid off of my 9-to-5, which was kind of a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
I don't think I would have gone willingly. So, I was looking for some other things too. That's when I was talking to you about like virtual assisting stuff, just trying to figure out, how I can put my skills into play. And my fiance was like, you've got a chance to go 100% at the gym. Why don't you?
Yeah.
So here we are.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah. He's very supportive of all of my ventures. I'm very lucky.
And you know what? Side note, I think it's funny that in this hustle culture, I'm sure you probably follow like a lot of this like hustle culture. But I think it's funny when people are like, your parents aren't going to support you or everybody's going to like, nobody's going to like, and that hasn't been my experience at all.
No.
With like,
it's like the wrong people, right? If the people you're around aren't cheering you on, like those are not your people.
Yeah. But just in general, like, I don't know. I've never had my parents or anybody kind of like bash me for doing something like that, like opening a CBD store or starting a podcast. Like nobody really ever, why would you ever do that? I don't know. I've kept my 9-to-5 because I like it, but so maybe that might be why. But
yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure there's no matter what you do, somebody's always got an opinion, right? And I kind of learned that early on when my family first took over the gym. We were kind of in a scramble. The old owner kind of took off unexpectedly. We expected him to be around, but I didn't kind of put it together that he was looking to be completely out from under the gym.
Okay.
So there's some miscommunication with that, and really just trying to keep the place open. And a lot of hearsay, they're not going to make it. They won't be able to keep the doors open. They won't be able to keep classes going. But
that's crazy.
It was really just my commitment to keeping the gym open for the people. It was never about trying to make money or trying to be the best out there. We were really in survival mode from the beginning, and it's just been building ever since.
That's cool. So tell us the story. So you're saying that, did you guys buy the gym?
Yeah. So my family bought the gym back in 2016. My mom bought it.
Okay.
And then last year, as of October, I took over fully. So I am now the sole owner.
Okay.
And operator, which is a little stressful, but
yeah, you gotta run all that. That's insane. Yep. So you run a lot of classes out of there, Muay Thai.
Yeah, so we
jiu-jitsu?
started as just a Muay Thai gym. Like I said, the gym was open by an old Thai fighter about 10 years ago. So it was just Muay Thai to begin with, about 3 classes a day. We brought in, let's see, I think it was 2016. Gustavo Rodriguez jiu-jitsu team moved in.
Okay.
Familiar with those guys?
I'm not, but
Gustavo,
I mean, there's a lot of good jiu-jitsu in Salt Lake.
Yeah, well, he's got teams like out in Tooele. They have his program out in Tooele, and then up at like One Hit. He teaches up at One Hit. So,
is he still running around?
Oh yeah, he teaches at, I know, One Hit pretty regularly, and then he's at our gym for noon classes. Yeah,
that's cool.
You know Aldo?
Yeah,
yeah, that's his brother-in-law. So Aldo's married to Gustavo's sister.
That's cool. Yeah. I've only gone up to One Hit. They have like open mat on Saturdays.
Oh, cool.
And Zach Partridge fights out of One Hit.
Yep.
So I go up with Zach and Jason. Cool. And because Jason just started jiu-jitsu, but it wasn't at One Hit.
Yeah, he's going down to Sierra.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So I thought it was, but I knew Jason really well from the car business days.
Okay.
So when he wanted to start his podcast, I was like, hell yeah, bro.
I know that's what inspired you, right?
Yes.
To start your podcast.
That was it. Because he was like, one day, he was like, let's do a podcast. It was December, like November, December 2019. Mm-hmm. He wanted me to just come on. I had just started a CBD thing, and he was like, hey, why don't you come on and talk about it? We'll catch up. You can be one of our, because he knew that I like fighting.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to do it in person because they used to record at the Salt Lake City Community College.
Yep. I remember that.
And then the pandemic hit and we ended up recording on StreamYard. But yeah, those guys are cool. But anyway, that's how I know One Hit. So I go up there. But so maybe I've seen Gustavo. I don't know.
Yeah, that's possible. So yeah, we've had his team with us since 2016. So GRBJJ SLC operates out of our establishment. And then we've also got Snake Pit MMA, who's been with us for 2 years now.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, Snake Pit, that's Jake the Snake Paul, the real Jake Paul.
The real Jake. Yes, I've seen him. I've heard. Yes.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Okay.
Did pro MMA for a little bit. He did all kinds of stuff: kickboxing, Muay Thai, X-arm, and jousting. That's my favorite. Yeah.
Like horses jousting.
Do you remember? Did you ever watch Night of Mayhem?
No.
That was like a whole show about it was on Nat Geo, I think. It's on Prime now. So
that's cool though. I mean,
Jake's
I'm
gonna
down.
kill me. Sorry, Jake. But I think it's just one of those fun things.
Okay, hold on, because jousting used to be like a gnarly sport. Like that was like a death sport.
Yeah.
It still is this. Do they still do the same things, or what are they doing?
Riding on horses with sticks, man.
Like big wooden,
Yeah. They do the thing. Check it out.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you'll have to go.
That's like medieval. Because like back then,
clips on YouTube.
Yeah, back then it was like, but in the medieval times, it was like you could die.
Oh yeah,
like you were killing people. Like that's how they. That's crazy, serious man. Business. Wow. All right, I'm down.
Yeah.
So okay, so you run a lot of operations out of there.
Yep. So we've got, like I said, Snake Pit MMA. We've got Gustavo Rodriguez, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So he does gi jiu-jitsu. We do a little bit of no-gi in the MMA program.
Sure.
No-gi, wrestling, striking.
Who helps you with wrestling?
That's Jake.
Oh yeah. Okay, great. Dude, it's so crazy. Like, unless you go to an MMA gym, there's no wrestling programs, adult wrestling, clubs or anything. At least not that I found.
I don't know. I
don't think so.
I'm just barely starting to get into grappling.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, because you're just Muay Thai, right?
Yeah, I've done Muay Thai. Used to be just Muay Thai for the past 7, going on 8 years.
Oh, that's cool.
They're finally getting me in jiu-jitsu. I've taken a handful of classes, but starting to go to their no-gi class and hang with the MMA guys. Yeah,
I like jiu-jitsu mainly because it's just really it was a pretty easy transition from wrestling.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I also just don't like hitting. I'll be honest with you. I don't like punching. Like if we get enough, if I'm ever in a fight, even when I was young, I didn't punch.
Yeah.
Or anything. We would just wrestle.
Yeah.
Basically, right.
I've kind of found there's 2 kinds of people, right?
Yeah,
people that like the striking and people who like grappling, and then you have the crazy people who like both and do the MMA. Yeah. For real.
Like I had one amateur MMA fight in my life.
Oh, cool.
And it was right before I served a mission. I served in
Right
LDS
before,
Vision
okay.
right before. Like it was crazy.
Dang.
Like we've had that fight, and yeah, I didn't do a lot of punching. Like I like a couple jabs, but then I remember, it ended with like
Default
a
to what you know,
suplex, like kind of thing, and he
Nice.
didn't tuck and roll, so he
Dang.
landed on his head.
Ouch.
But that's kind of the scary thing with amateur. I've gotten in this conversation with Zach
Yeah.
about amateur MMA rules.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm like, you get somebody in there. Cause like essentially you have places like Steel Fist
Mhm.
where they'll just take you out of your garage one day.
Yeah, those independent fighters.
Yeah. They'll just be like, oh, you wake up
Mixing 'em in.
one day, I want to fight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I remember going to a Steel Fist fight and there was an amateur fighter, independent, and he had like basketball shorts on, like below his knees and stuff.
Did
And
they
I was like,
tape them? Sometimes if they've got pockets, they'll like tape the pocket.
I don't know, but I don't remember. But I remember he was wearing like long shorts, and I was like, "What, dude? You can't let this kid in there." I was like, I could not believe that they let him in there. I was like, his pants are gonna fall off. He's gonna get beaten up, and happened.
That's
actually.
exactly what happened.
I was like, dude, you can't do that.
That's funny.
And so, no, me and Zach just kind of go back. Like there was one time, in amateur fighting,
Mhm.
head kicks aren't allowed.
They are now.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's where we had the discussion. There was like they are allowed now, and I was like, and he was like, well, you got to know how to defend yourself, and I'm like,
Right.
100%.
Well,
I
I
agree
think
with
the
you.
thing is, with MMA, they're smaller gloves,
Yeah,
no shin pads, so it's less protection.
yeah,
Right. Usually, even for Muay Thai, we'll block a
yeah.
head kick with both hands. So I can see where they were coming from with that, but I mean, it's great that we got that pushed through. I mean, it's more tools.
Yeah, more tools. But my thing was like, I was like, because I was for no head kicks, and here's why.
Yeah?
And here's why.
Okay.
Because you have kids walking in there with no experience.
Yeah.
And if you get somebody who even kind of knows what they're doing, that's a head kick.
Yeah.
It
can be.
That's gnarly. I mean,
unforgiving.
Yeah. And I'm not saying no head. Like I love MMA, but I'm just saying, like head kicks are for like pros. Like because if this guy gets knocked out, he was a pro. He's got a lot of experience, like in wrestling. Yeah. Like in wrestling, like suplexes and stuff, right? Only in freestyle, only for people who've gone through it, right? You could have somebody walk on the mat without, but I'll tell you what, any good coach is going to tell you the first day how to. If you're going for a ride, like you're going for a ride.
Yeah.
And so but I mean, I love Zach, and that was the only thing we have ever gone back and forth on. And I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not going in there, so I don't care, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
it's interesting. Yeah. I think he was probably one of the people that helped push that through.
Yeah, probably.
They were
which is great. I mean, like, I don't care. Yeah. I mean, I was just because he posted in their damage plan group. He was like, what do you guys think? And I was like, yeah, no. I was like, no.
Terrible idea.
I was like, no, we should not let head kicks. And he was like, well, and he had a lot of good points. He was like, well, you should be ready for that. You should know how to defend it, yada, yada, right? And I'm like, yeah, but dude, I was just at a Steel Fist fight, and this kid was barely 18 in basketball shorts.
It happens. It happens.
So I don't know, maybe the promoters, maybe like, hey, we want a kid who's like, I don't know, do some due diligence, maybe. How do they do that? Do they just take? I mean, I know Steel Fist does.
Well, they do.
Do they do any like kind of
things? They're in contact with coaches, managers, but they also, I believe that they have a spot on their website where you can go like send them a line or email them. And apply to be a fighter, pretty much. And so
But that's it. As far as that goes, that's it.
Yeah.
You apply to be a fighter, and they don't ask any other questions. They're just like, they
will ask some questions. They always want to know like what your fight experience is. Are you fighting out of a gym? Those are things that you have to know to be able to match appropriately. You want to make a good match and not take someone with a ton of experience and zero experience, or stylistic matchups and things like that. So there's a lot at play. I know these guys put in so much work. They have just lists of people who are wanting to get in there and fight.
Okay. So it's like a long, I would imagine that it's a pretty long list.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. They've got shows going
Yeah, Steel Fist.
Just about every other month or every month.
And Fierce has one coming up.
Yep.
The 29th.
Fierce. Is that the 29th?
Yep.
Is that 29th January?
Yeah, I think so. I bought tickets for it. I did a giveaway.
Oh,
so I can't I can't ever go to the fights. Like I go when I can, but when I can't, I'll text Jason and be like, hey, I need to buy some tickets. Who do I buy them for?
That's cool.
Because I think it's cool that that's something that's different. Like you buy the tickets under a fighter and he gets a little cut of it.
Yeah, it's a good way to support the amateur fighters who aren't getting paid to fight, you know?
Right.
And it's rough being a fighter. That was actually one of the things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is sponsorships. We're looking to get sponsors for our fight team this year, just to help support these guys who are going in there, you know, working full-time jobs, sometimes 2 jobs. Some of these guys are single dads, you know, taking care of kids, and trying to fight and prepare for a fight on top of that is just extremely consuming. It can cost these guys hundreds of dollars a month between training, one-on-ones, nutrition, you know, all of that stuff. So just a little plug if any small business owners out there want to support.
Because you go on the shorts, right?
Yeah, we can do, just depending on what we have worked out, we can throw logos on the shorts. We can cross promote with our audience. We can do put logos, banners and stuff up at the gym.
Oh, that's cool.
We're really open to it all right now.
Yeah. And if you should be reaching out to car dealerships.
Yeah.
You should go to every mom and pop car dealership and ask them to support you.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I'll put that on my list. I wouldn't have thought car dealerships like.
Well, but yeah. So that's just kind of like okay, because you think about who goes to a fight.
Yeah.
Right. And you're probably, and like, it's really crazy how dialed in automakers are on their customers.
Yeah.
Like I've worked at Honda, I've worked at Nissan, and there is a clear difference in like the type of person that walks through the door. It's very strange. But yeah, but I mean, like,
that's a thing,
but it's like the people who shop at Honda won't normally shop at Nissan.
Yeah.
And vice versa sometimes.
Toyota.
Toyota. So Toyota, same thing. Even though Honda and Toyota are like the more expensive consumer models, brands. Toyota customers are very different than Honda. They've just bred these demographics that are crazy. So like, but if you go to like, so you think about the type of fighter, there's a lot of trucks, a lot of used cars, and not for any reason other than like, that's just what they drive. Yeah. They like trucks. They like used cars. They like, Camaros and Mustangs and old cars. Right. I would go hit up a used car lot.
Awesome. I've got a
Truckland or something.
Yeah. Write that down.
You should, because Jason's looking for. Yeah, Jason is looking for, and he knows, but Jason, I was like, dude, you need to go, just hit up a bunch of used car lot, or like not a bunch, like maybe take like a few, but you know, like the big Trucklands, the big you know, supermarket, used car supermarket, stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah.
And I worked at a dealership, like they were always like $500, $1,000. It's like, oh, we can put our name up for however long. All right, cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, cool. And
oh yeah, sorry. You're wondering away from the microphone.
Nope. That's good though. But anyway, but yeah, it's like, so, and it's funny, like as soon as I started, you were like, oh yeah, that's exactly what they drive. Jeeps.
Jeep guys.
Yeah, Jeep trucks. They like old muscle cars.
Yeah.
You know, which is fantastic. So you just go like, your fans are there.
Yeah.
That's what you tell them. Like your fans are in my MMA gym all the time. Dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, so sponsorships, that's a big one. Because when you grab sponsorships, that allows you to kind of, sponsor or like, just bring them on. To help them move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you know, a lot of costs go into getting these guys ready for fight camps. Someone wants to support the team, support the local fighters. You know, we can always throw in some fight tickets and things like that. Make sure the crew can come out and see the fights. Another one of my dreams this year is to get a projector and a screen to put inside the gym so we can do fight nights, stream fight nights and things like that in the gym. So I have like an ongoing list of projects all the time.
That would be cool to kind of like bring everybody in, watch the fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be way cool. So you have anybody fighting on the 29th?
Not on the 29th. We've got one on Steel Fist, which is February. And then it looks like there's a Muay Thai show in February as well. We're waiting on details there. So.
You know, so it was FitCon like a couple years ago, and they had a kickboxing one though, and Kent Mafileo fought, and he fought in the kickboxing in the boxing ring.
Yeah, and
I was like, well, a cage is different than a ring.
Yes.
Like it's smaller.
Yes,
and you can't use the ropes.
Yeah, like, you're gonna go through them.
Yeah. I was like,
FitCon.
I was like, kickboxing, dope. Loved watching that. Love watching MMA.
Yeah,
not in the same. Dude, I was like,
probably so they did MMA.
They did MMA.
Oh, I think you're saying he did kickboxing.
No. Kent Mafileo was fighting, and he fought in the boxing ring. And MMA. I was like, why'd you guys do that?
In the boxing ring.
It was very and like. I don't know anything other than like I was watching it and I was like, what is happening? Like I watched a heavyweight fight and I was like, no, you guys should not be in there. Like I'm fat. I'm a big guy. I weigh 280 pounds. I would not fight in there.
Yeah.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Well, we'll see. I was talking to the guys at Steel Fist the other day if they're looking to do kickboxing. They did like one kickboxing show before COVID shut everything down.
Oh, really?
I don't know. That seems like so long ago. 2020
or a Muay Thai Thai fight.
Muay Thai I think is sanctioned a little bit differently.
Okay.
So I think it's probably easier for them to organize the kickboxing just with the rule set and everything. But yeah, they said that they were into doing it. I don't know if it's going to be in the cage. They're like, send us a list, let us know who wants to fight and we'll start matching kickboxing. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
Hopefully see some kickboxing in Steel Fist this year.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because there's no ground in that.
Nope. All standing.
You just stand up. So yeah. And those are pretty fun. Those are fun to watch.
Yeah.
And you know, what's funny is like, because when you talk about matching up fighters, everybody loves a boxing or a kickboxing match.
Right. Even with the MMA, you get those.
Yeah. Nobody likes a
Nothing's happening.
And you're like, I like jiu-jitsu and wrestling. So I'm like, no, he's in a great spot. Like, don't stand him up, dude. Because nobody likes a grappling match.
Yeah. I'm starting the more that you learn and the more you know about it, it's just infinite. Like there are just so many things and so many components. It's just
and there was even they tried to like, I think they still do it. Is it Eddie Bravo who does like the slap jujitsu?
All right, this is
for you. This is for you. Slap jujitsu. I think Eddie Bravo does it. But it's like open palm.
Yeah.
And you're grappling and you get this like slap.
That's so funny to me.
Slap. Just beat it.
Slap jitsu.
Just put BJJ and see what comes up. I think. Oh yeah. Okay. Combat. You were right. Okay. Combat jiu-jitsu. It's bananas. They just slap each other. They like roll around and slap each other. That's great. We don't have to watch anything.
That's nuts.
Dude, have you seen X-Arm?
No.
What Jake used to look up X-Arm.
Okay. You know what though? I've heard about this because X-Arm
fighting.
Okay. All right. There's a 2-minute video. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see it. At least for a minute. This looks like it'll be funny. Oh no. So what is this? So are they like arm wrestling? Here, turn it down a little bit.
So I believe it's full like MMA rules.
Really?
But here, over this table.
Fast forward. I want to see him. I want to see him fight.
To the good stuff.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, it looks like so they started arm wrestling?
Yes, but you have to keep the grip.
What?
What the heck?
He just bent that guy's arm over the table. So you have to keep the hands together.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh, but you can like kick and you can.
Yeah.
What the heck is this? What the heck is this?
Cow.
Glad I could show you something new.
Wow, dude. Okay. All right. That's insane. That's I saw the guy do like a flying armbar over the table.
Yeah, that's
you see that at the beginning?
Yeah.
I was like, that's not fair. That you're using the table. That's why you can't wear a cup.
Oh, is that the thing? No.
You can't wear a cup in jiu-jitsu because like you can use the
The leverage.
Yeah, you can put it right on the cup.
The fulcrum.
And it's a fulcrum. I mean, I think you. I don't know. I maybe TMI. I've never worn a cup in my life.
Neither
Football, wrestling. I don't know. Football, wrestling, rugby. Like never wore one. Jiu-jitsu never happened.
I always tell my guys it's your business. Like,
yeah.
It's your stuff. If you want to wear a cup.
Well, like I don't know, but it's just very rare. Like although I've never kicked, so that might change the story. But
it might. It'll take one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I had a kid last weekend after sparring class. He's like, "Can I buy a cup?" Yes, you can.
He's like, okay. I don't know. That's funny, but that's just bananas. So you have to keep that's medieval stuff, dude.
It is.
Crazy.
Well, that's what Jake Paul used to do.
That's what Jake Paul used to do?
Yeah, he's a wild
wow,
dude. Maybe I can talk him into coming on here and he'll tell you all about it.
That'd be cool. Has he been on Jason and Zach's?
No. I think they're primarily interviewing fighters these days, and Jake's not trying to fight right now.
That's fair.
Unless it's the other Jake Paul for name rights.
Oh, yeah, right. I don't know. I think those guys are just trying to make money, which they've done.
They're doing it.
Which they've done, by
that's
the way.
Cool.
So, okay, cool. Yeah, Triller, is that what they're called?
I have no idea.
Okay. I think that's Jake Paul's one, but he's like, I think they just like to make a lot of money. I think who was there? Oscar, or no, one of the old fighters was at their last fight, or one of the old boxers, and he was just high as a kite the whole time. It was awesome. But I didn't pay for it. I watched it the next day. That's what happens when you do that. But so you have but you have a lot of people coming up. A lot of people coming up.
Fighters, yep.
And how do you pick who in a gym? How do you pick who's going to fight? Like you get a kid who walks in, a man who walks in, girl who walks in, whoever walks in, and they're like, I want to fight. What's your rules for that?
It's going to depend on their experience. Are they coming in,
with
zero MMA, like just off the street? Like, I want to be a fighter. Okay. We're going to put you into some classes, give them at least 6 months. That's like minimum. We'll give you some time just to see how things go. If you're coming in maybe from another gym, we've had people come from out of state and whatnot. That might look a little bit different, but it's hard to say too.
Do you do like reference checks? They're like, I fought forever.
Well, it's kind of one of those things in the fight world, even when you're matching fights. I always say, do your own research, right? Like, don't rely on Tapology or whatever. So,
well, what's funny is like,
do your own research.
You can also tell, like, if you got a kid who comes in and they're like, I'm a fighter. You're like, okay, there's the mat. Like, no, you're not. Or,
let's see how you hang in a class, right?
Just, okay. Well, he did all right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But it depends on the individual. I think just like with anybody, people come with different skills and abilities. Some people pick things up really quickly. Some people don't. Some people, we've had people like, hey, you're ready. Your skills are there, but maybe their confidence isn't there.
Sure.
So and then you have some people who have all of the confidence and none of the skills.
So, you're like, chill out. Pump the brakes, buddy.
At least you've got a heart, right?
Yeah. And then you're like, all right, well, let's take that and like give you some skills now because you need to.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. I was in a gym once where they wouldn't let you even talk about fighting unless you were a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
They were like, don't even, like, when you get your blue belt, we'll talk.
Yeah.
They're like, until then, like, we'll wait. Which I thought was cool. Like, do you know Sep? I don't know how.
Yes.
He runs the MMA.
IMM.
Yeah, that's right. Institute of Mixed Martial Arts in Salt Lake City.
Yes. I think he used to train with some of my coaches back at the Muay Thai Institute.
He's a great boxer.
Yeah.
I met him at that. Yeah, I met him at the Fusion Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Sandy or Salt Lake?
South Salt Lake or like Sugar House.
I think I've been over there for weigh-ins before.
Maybe. I don't know. They teach judo out of there too.
Oh yeah, that's one that
cool.
I want to try. I want to try some judo.
We learned. So what's cool about freestyle wrestling is you learn a little bit of everything.
That's cool.
Like judo had because in freestyle there's a lot of hip tosses because it's all and then I mean it's not all, but you get the most points when you throw somebody.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of throws. Then there's Greco-Roman wrestling, which is only upper body, so you can't go for the legs. Period. So there's a lot of upper body throws that you do from there. So yeah, like when I was in freestyle, like we had a couple judo coaches come in and they would show us like the freestyle versions of some of these throws. Like it's basically no gi judo.
Oh yeah.
A lot of like no judo.
Yeah.
It was just funny because when I went and competed in a jiu-jitsu tournament, I was a white belt in a gi, but I was a blue belt in no gi. Even though I didn't know how to tap anybody, but in no gi you start on your feet.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like I'll never end up on my back if we start on my feet.
You're not gonna pull guard?
No. No, not really.
No.
I see people do that, which is fine. Like I whatever. I don't care. But I wouldn't, because I know I'm gonna take you down. And like if we're in the blue belt range, there's not a lot of like other wrestlers in that range. Now don't get me wrong, like I love jiu-jitsu, and the number one reason I love jiu-jitsu is because I get my ass kicked so much.
Yeah.
I get my ass kicked by a lot of people who are way less than me. So it's great. But like for the most part, it's great. Like takedowns are great. Like that's my whole world is takedowns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's how I got my first MMA fight, by the way. So I walked into this gym one day, and they did kind of what you guys did. Right? They look at you and they're like, "Oh, this guy wrestled."
See what you got.
They're like, "Okay, he wrestled, whatever." Like, roll with this guy, and I do okay. Like, I don't know any jiu-jitsu, so of course I get my ass kicked. He taps me, whatever. But he has a fight. The owner of the gym had a fight coming up, and so like a lot of ego in this gym. He goes, "Let's do strikes versus takedowns," and I get partnered up with the MMA, like the pro MMA owner of the gym, and he's like. And I go, okay, what are the rules? He's like, well, I'll strike and you try to take me down. Right. And I'm like, okay. And I take him down like 10 times.
Nice.
Yeah, right. And he goes, hey, I'll give you free classes because he was fighting a wrestler and he wanted me to teach him how to like defend takedowns or like take. And so I got free MMA classes and I taught this guy how to just defend takedowns. And,
awesome.
And so that was my story in MMA. And then I never did it again. I never went back. But a lot of respect, though. Like, I love all the fighters.
Yeah.
That's why I buy tickets every time. I don't even know the guy I bought tickets for last time.
Just support. Just support.
Yep. I was like, Jason told me who to buy them for. We're going to support fighters, period.
It's a noble cause, man. These kids put a lot into, all of the preparation that goes into getting there and takes a lot of heart and bravery to even step in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I love it too. Because if you're doing and some people it's their life and some people it's a hobby. And I think either way is awesome because you're like doing something with your life other than, nothing. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Other than just going to your 9 to 5 and then going home and sitting down and doing whatever.
Yep.
Which is all, I don't know. I believe in happiness, but I also like when I see people getting up and doing just something. Because like I can't go to a gym. That's why I like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go lift weights. Like I did that for a long time.
I did. Yeah. My stepdad was into like bodybuilding and pushing weights and stuff, and he would force me to do that every once in a while, but I could never get into it. I worked at 24-hour fitness for a while back in the day and couldn't get into it and found Muay Thai and I'm like, oh, this is fun.
And it's exercise and it's like you can
way funner than running on the hamster wheel.
Or or like I always thought it was different because I always made fun of people who were like, oh, I can bench press a lot of weight. And like bench press, like competitive weightlifting is great. But my thing was like, but your 305 bench press isn't going to stop me from kicking your ass. Like your abs aren't going to stop anything.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, dude.
I'll still choke you dead.
Yeah. Have you seen those videos on YouTube, like bodybuilder versus jiu-jitsu?
Oh yeah.
I like the ones where like so I have a daughter and I put her in jiu-jitsu. And I love the ones where they put like a big girl. Bodybuilder against like one of these purple belt, brown belt jiu-jitsu girls.
Yeah.
And just watch them get wrecked. That restores my faith in humanity.
Yes.
I'm like, that's sick.
Love that.
I would send everybody there.
Did you see the match against Gabby Garcia and Amanda Levy?
No, but Gabby Garcia is the Brazilian. She's the bigger Brazilian, right? You
should look up a clip of that. We had Amanda Levy at our gym last weekend for a seminar. Was that last weekend or the weekend before? It was 2 weekends ago. Gabby's big. Yeah.
That girl's big.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing.
Was it like an absolute match or?
Oh, I don't even know.
I don't know who Amanda Levy is.
Flow grappling. It's through Flow Grappling.
Yeah, I watch Flow Wrestling and Flow Grappling. Yeah, like I'm subscribed to them all day.
Just show you how much I don't know about jiu-jitsu right now.
Go Gabby. I can't remember.
Gabi.
Heavy what?
Garcia.
Oh yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yep. Martial arts. Yeah.
You
Is
want
she
videos?
is she MMA too?
Has she done MMA?
I don't know. It looks like it.
Amanda Levy.
Oh, right
Upset
here?
of the year.
Upset of the year?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll like this one.
Okay.
This one?
Yeah. But you got to skip to the end because I'm not watching 16 minutes. But she comes out. Oh, Amanda Levy's not that big.
No.
So this must be like an absolute match where there's no weight, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's big. And people don't understand. Oh no. Rear naked choke. That's just a bread and butter move. Uh-oh. That's a so what she did was she changed it from a blood choke to a throat choke because like you just pull through it. Like if they're reaching up there like that, you just pull through the hands. That's how Conor McGregor lost to Khabib.
Okay.
This move. Right when she switches from here, like crossing her arms to this, it's like a neck crank to slip through into like a throat choke. But she's gonna get that. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, look, she's up like no.
It stays on her back.
Yeah. Oh, she won by points. Okay.
Oh yeah, she dominated the match. She did so good. You'll have to go back and watch the whole thing.
Okay,
you
I
would
will.
enjoy it.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, points are weird in jiu-jitsu too.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm a blue belt. I still don't understand points. But I don't know. That's crazy. But that gives me a lot of hope because it's like that's one of the great equalizers is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like you can be really small. Like that's also why I like wrestling and jiu-jitsu is because like I remember learning one of the most important lessons of my life on the wrestling mat, and that was you never judge somebody by how they look.
Yeah.
Because we were like one of the top teams in Iowa. Like my high school, we were like top 8. There were 14 wrestlers on the varsity team. 10 of us were ranked.
Wow.
10, 12 of us were ranked. Some of us, like if we weren't in the top 10, we were in the top 12. Like we had a guy in everyone. And I remember going to this meet and we had not, like I'd never seen this team before because we just didn't normally wrestle them. And now we're wrestling like in districts to like get to team state.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know who he was. And some of the kids were talking and I was just in my thing. And we have our number 2 guy, Chase Hellenthal, goes out on the mat. And this kid walks up to face him. And I'm like, who did they put? They must have put the JV guy out. I'm like, easy work. You know, we're like freaking Cobra Kai or whatever. Get him a body bag. And because this guy, I mean, and our Chase, he looked like he looked like corn farmer, right? Really, he was 115 pounds, 20 pounds, stocky. He looked big. He looked like a wrestler. The kid who comes out, he's a little bit taller, you know, really lanky, like, you know, slinky, right? And I'm like, dude, Chase is going to run through this guy. Easy match. I didn't know that was the number 1 wrestler in the state of Iowa.
Oh, snap.
And he was like a senior and Chase was a sophomore. And he almost, I mean, like, I think Chase won by like 1 point. But I just remember like that whole match going like, I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. This kid should not be like, this kid doesn't look like he'd be that good.
That's such a great lesson though. And like really something that I love about martial arts is that it's even
don't ever judge somebody by how they look because they will come out on the mat and whoop your ass.
I mean, we have, you know, a gym full of people. I always love to tell, you know, people who come in that think that only fighters train in a gym, right?
Yeah.
It's only for fighters, only for professionals or whatever. You don't have to be a fighter to go train. You know, there's police officers in there. There's, you know,
that's good too, by the way. That's good too. Did you work with the police officers when during 2020 when the mayor of Salt Lake City banned chokeholds from police officers? Did you work with any of those? Okay, I don't know. I was just curious if like one day they came in like mother. Look, it was like I understand why they did it.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah,
but I also know that like, and you know, being in a jiu-jitsu gym, like I get choked out every morning.
Yeah,
and I choke people out.
Yeah,
and I've never killed anybody, and I've never seen anybody die from a chokehold.
Yep.
when you do it right and when everybody knows what they're doing.
A safe way to
neutralize the situation.
Yeah.
Like, and especially if you're in the, and like, because I've been choked out 6 seconds, you wake back up, feels like a long nap, and then you're fine. And then you just, okay, I got choked out.
With your life. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand why though. I understand because of that amateur thing I was talking about earlier. You got people who don't know what they're doing, who have this thing that gives them a huge ego. By the way, I love police officers. I just don't like bad police officers.
It's a position thing. Did you ever stand for prison experiment?
Yeah.
Enough said.
Right. But yeah, so I mean, like, I know I always got to say that. My wife, when she listens to these, I'm like, dude, like, police officers need training. And then I go, but I love police officers because I do.
Well, everyone needs training, and that's
but when the state cuts a budget like that and they don't pay for police officers to get like combat training or de-escalation training, like, what did you think you were going to get?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not saying that they're not trying their best with what they have, but like, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And then you get thrown in these really hard situations. Like, it's unbelievably hard to be a police officer. It's even harder to be a police officer when like you don't have the right tools.
Yeah.
And you don't have like, you got the state who doesn't fund it.
Yep.
And you got the people who are all they see is the media.
Exactly.
That's a hard spot to be in.
Yeah, it is.
That's a tough spot.
Yeah. For some reason, I was telling my hubby the other day, like, for some reason, every once in a while, I think maybe I should be a cop. And then like, no, I don't want to deal with that.
They don't make any money.
Yeah.
There's a state trooper that I know. And one day he was talking to us, like trying to recruit us a little bit. Maybe a highway patrolman. And it was like a state highway patrolman was like $19.50 an hour.
Wow.
No way.
Especially for all that they deal with.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying 1950. This is not my privilege coming through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm like, you look like you can get a warehouse job.
Yeah.
For more than that.
Yeah.
You can go take one accounting class and get an accounting job that pays more than that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Like all the risk and all the late nights and all that stuff you got to deal with.
Yeah.
He was like, $19.50. I was like, nah, I'm out, dude. That's a hard job.
It is
for $19.50. You got to love that.
I was going to say there's got to be a lot of heart there, a lot of passion.
Because all you got to do is drive down State Street and you get like 14 warehouse jobs that are paying $30 an hour.
Yeah.
You can be a welder, plumber, electrician, and not have to deal with any of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll end it with like, I love police officers. I think they need more training. I think we need to like give police officers more money. Yeah. I think defund the police was the most ridiculous statement they could have come up with.
Yeah.
I was like, no, like we should give them more money to train. Better resources, more money, like de-escalation training. Like,
right.
I have a friend who goes to police departments and trains them to notice autism. She's an autism coach.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right? Because like,
I think I might have listened to her episode.
Yeah.
Did you have her on?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think I listened to that one.
She's Natalie Castro was her name. And which is great. Like, yeah, because if you don't know what autism
job,
is,
Natalie. Yeah. Thank you for your work.
Yeah. But if like you don't know what autism is, you think this person isn't listening to you and they're being aggressive.
Yeah.
Like,
or defiant or
right. Yeah. No. Like, he's just like, this is how people die.
Yeah.
Like, you mistake autism for defiance.
Right.
It's like, no, just like talk to them.
Yeah.
Talk to them. Like, give them a little bit and they'll come right with you.
Yeah.
You'll be fine, you know? But that's so like, but she even says like she fights budgeting, right? Because she does that full time. And so it's like, she's like, if I could do it for free, I would, but like, for better or for worse, we live in a capitalism. We could live in a capitalistic society. Yeah. That's the cards we're dealt. So,
here we are.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yes, I wish everything could be free and that we could all still have everything we wanted, but unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it.
Yeah, however you want to look at it. Got opportunities, right? Opportunities out there in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So other than that, though, yeah, I don't know how we got on that.
Everyone should train martial arts.
You should,
on that.
Right?
For everyone.
Yeah.
Not just for fighters.
Do you have kid classes?
Not right now. COVID kind of killed our kids program, but we've been wanting to bring it back. So
COVID killed everybody's kids programs.
Yeah. We only had a couple of kids in the program anyway, and it was kind of, do we put more into this or pull it back? And just with the timing of everything,
you just like put it on
kind of challenging. But we do have. I love that we have like some young men that come to our class, like. Basically anybody over age 12 or go ahead and come into the adults class. If you can hang, you're good. Yeah. Nobody's going to bully them or beat the crap out of them.
Which is great, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is so cool for somebody to see. Yeah. Like I like when young men and young women can see cause you deal with bullies, but then you walk into a gym like that and you think the black belt who looks all grizzly, right? That's the nicest guy you'll ever meet in your life.
They're watching your back. They're looking out for you.
Yeah. They'll stop. They'll stop. They'll teach you a lesson when you need to learn a lesson.
Yep. And also you're on that equal playing field, right? We're just two people in the gym right now. You're going to be treated just the same as everyone else.
Right. Right. Yeah. I love that. That's probably one of to see these guys who really could be like monsters. Right. Do you remember that movie or excuse me, not the movie, but when you said Mayhem, that reminded me of the Fighter Mayhem, the old Fighter Mayhem. And he did a show called Bully Beatdown.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great show before that guy went crazy. That guy went nuts. I don't know what happened to him. It was a great show, though. He would go find he would be like, this guy's been bullying me. And then he would go find the bully and he would match him up with a pro fighter. He'd be like, hey, I don't want to fight you, but do you want to come? And he would incentivize. He'd be like, if you can hang with this pro fighter, I'll give you 10 grand. But every time you get tapped out or you get knocked down, you lose money.
Yeah.
What a great show. Great show.
I know what I'm doing later. Looking up reruns. I forgot about that show.
Isn't it a good one though?
That's
a great one.
Yeah, can't be mad about that.
There was one though where the bully made it all the rounds with a pro fighter and got the 10 grand, but left on a stretcher.
Lessons were learned
he was
that day.
He was like, I got 10 grand, but I lost it all in medical bills or something. but it's cool to see people that was one of the things that was inspiring for me was you can see these people who are actually badasses.
Yeah.
If you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu, you're a badass.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't harm a fly.
Yep.
They wouldn't do any. They would and even if you're John Adam, they'd be like, all right.
Yep.
They'd be like, cool. See ya.
Yep.
One of my favorites is Henner Gracie, those guys. They're cool, man. Those guys are cool. And they'll kill you.
Back. Yeah.
They'll kill you for real in real life. If they never would, but they, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That I think everybody should do. Do you do like women's classes?
Not right now. I'm actually looking for more women to join the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, always looking for more women, especially with our MMA. We have a handful of girls that do Muay Thai with us. There's only one or two of us that do the MMA. So any girls out there who maybe you're into striking or grappling, if you want to do some MMA or if you're looking for an introduction.
Yeah. I remember Sep does Muay Thai too.
Yeah.
And he was like, the first thing you should teach your daughter is a front kick.
Yeah.
To keep somebody away.
Yeah. That's one of the first things I really like to teach with Muay Thai, because it's an extension of your jab, right? If your jab or your front hand can be used as a shield and to control your space, your teep is just an extension of that.
Yeah.
It's something when you have someone with a reach advantage on you and you're trying to control your space and keep them away, that front kick is good.
Yeah. Girls should know that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a great tool. Yes, people there, we shouldn't have sexual assault.
Yeah.
I would eradicate that first. But you also
like to live in a world where men are afraid to touch a woman inappropriately. You fear for your life.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would. Yes. And I would, but on the same token, I think we should give girls everything that they need to protect them. That's why my daughter's in jiu-jitsu. Because it's if I can't protect you, you're at least going to know how to do it. You're going to be able to live.
Well, and that's fighting too. You do all the preparation, but when it comes down to it, it's you. You're in there on your own by yourself.
Yeah. I was talking about that on Jay's podcast. We did a podcast with a guy named Jason, and I was like, one of the hardest lessons as a dad is you've heard in football, they're oh, the coach can't play for you. Mm-hmm. And it's this kind of play and nobody takes it seriously because I could, but I can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is you can't, and you can't it's not possible.
No,
it's not he's choosing not to go out on the field and play for you. Yeah. It's not that. It's no, there's no way. And so that's the hardest thing as a parent. It's can't
Can't
do
be there all
that.
the
Yeah,
time.
I can't do that.
things
But I
for 'em.
can give you all the tools to be ready for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think women should do that. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. When a guy messes up and catches some girl like that, and she's like a
love
Muay
those videos.
Those
Those
and
are my videos.
they
that
just
are the
beat the
favorite.
shit out of him.
You see
Hell
like a
yeah, bro.
surveillance
Hell
video
yeah.
of some guy trying
Bro,
to smack a girl
if I showed up on that
behind
scene,
and-
I'd be like, "What?" I'd be like, "You look like you fell down the stairs on me."
Yep.
I'd be like, "I don't know. I didn't see anything."
Yeah.
I don't, because that's also the kind of guy I am. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, dude, I'm not doing that. But anyway,
Be prepared. Yeah. Don't
just be
don't wait
prepared.
for
Yeah,
it
be
to
prepared.
happen.
Yeah.
You know, to no, maybe I should learn some skills. Like, no, get the skills. I always talk about, don't. It's going to rain. There's going to
Right.
be rainy days. Buy yourself an umbrella.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
ready. Be ready for those days. It
Right,
happens.
right, right.
There's conflict. Even just leaving the gym tonight. One of our newer guys stopped and told me, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I work in a really tense and kind of aggro environment. And he said, just being here and having these skills make me feel more confident, and I carry myself
Right on.
differently because of the time I've spent here.
Yeah.
And that's the
great.
stuff, like, I could cry about it right now, but like that's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
That's what's motivated me all of these years to
Mm-hmm.
keep the gym open, keep it rolling, bringing the
that's
people
great.
in. So,
Yeah. And you offer, so is it like all day classes? You got morning classes? You got.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of everything. I just started morning classes at the end of the year. So we're doing 11:30 a.m. Monday through Thursday Muay Thai. And then Gustavo runs a noon jiu-jitsu class. And then let's see, in the evening, we've got 5:30 p.m. Muay Thai Monday through Friday and 6:30 p.m. MMA Monday through Thursday.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on. And where's your gym?
We are at 3361 South and 200 East in Salt Lake, suite number 3 on the north side of the building. Some people get lost around there. It's like a big warehouse with 6 different offices in it.
Oh, cool.
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Google. Go to our website, slcmuaythai.com. You can register for a free trial class on there. I've also got my 10 class passes on sale. What else? We also do offer a free one-on-one introductory lesson. So if you're coming in with 0 martial arts experience and you're nervous to just jump into a class, come talk to me and we'll do a free one-on-one intro, work on stance and form, and get you comfortable before jumping into a class.
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
yeah. I want to do
That's
everything
cool.
I can to make it
Like make sure people
comfortable.
stay.
Yeah.
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 That's why some jiu-jitsu gyms don't let you roll until you're a blue belt.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, look, we don't want you to get
I can see
discouraged.
that. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Well, I appreciate you being here. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. Talked about sponsorships. We talked about fights coming up. Steel Fist, just plug that one again. Steel Fist on February 19th. We've got Jake Banuelos who's fighting. If anyone wants or needs tickets,
Cool.
hit us up. We've got them available. And again, if anybody wants to sponsor our team, sponsor our fighters, we'd be very grateful. So,
All right. Right on. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Alexis,
thank you for
being
having
here.
me.